Hey, Kelsey, Norm MacDonald here. So, you have a podcast, huh? Fantastic. You know what I always say? You know what the world needs more of? Podcasts.
Live from the Screwball Whiskey Studios, the Kelsey Hudgins Show.
Yeah, live from the Screwball Whiskey Studios. The Screwball Whiskey Studios have since moved from the great state of South Carolina all the way to the great state of Texas. Hope you guys are all doing well. Good to see you there. Yeah, good to see you there. The Austin episode, that's right. This is the first episode ever from Austin.
What the fuck are you doing here?
Oh man, this is so old that I've got my I've got this wrong. This is the I just now realized that I've got this incorrect. I'm at Yonder Wizard Everywhere. R.I.P. Norm. R.I.P. Norm. Indeed, live from the Screwball Whiskey Studios. That's KREW ballwhiskey.com. Tomorrow's stories begin right here. Hashtag get screwed. Hashtag screw it forward. All other peanut butter whiskeys are posers. Screwball peanut butter whiskey is the one and only original peanut butter whiskey. Go get yourself a couple bottles. You'll wish you had two if you only get one. There we go. So I just did a music stream, and after I did that, I was like, man, I better eat something before I get started on this. I made a pot roast. I made a big breakfast the other day, like some gravy, biscuits and gravy, and bacon, biscuits and gravy, basically. But that was the first meal I cooked. The second meal I cooked in the new house was a pot roast in the crock pot. I just ate a little bit of that a minute ago before I got started on this, and that's all I did. I didn't even take a little smoke break. Anyway, hope you guys are doing well. That Norm fellow sure was a heck of a guy, and he shall be sorely missed indeed, Nick. R.I.P. Norm indeed. What up, Scott, Valish, Manna, Bill Dog, oh Nick. Hope you're all doing well once again out there. Drink Screwball whiskey responsibly. I'm supposed to tell you that. Follow me on the internet. All of those places down there on the bottom of the screen. Hit that subscribe button. Smash that thumbs up. You know what time it is. Anyway. Yeah, dude. No kidding. We're a real jerk. So anyway, yeah, I had to eat a little something real quick, so that's why I didn't come back. And the amount of time I said I was going to be gone, I said it was only going to be like 15 minutes. It ended up being like almost 30. Sorry about that, but I was eating something. So anyway, made it to Austin. I'm here. Brought all my shit. Somehow made it after everything that was even last minute things that were throwing a little hiccup in the mix. I'll start from the very beginning, which is where I left off on the last episode. And that was I had almost had everything packed up. I'm going to get to that in just a second, Bill Dog. But I had almost everything packed up the last time I talked to you guys. And after I did the last stream, I looked around my house and just made those decisions about, okay, I'm going to keep this. I'm going to leave this. And left my landlord and my neighbors a few cool things there. So whenever I whenever I got everything out of the house that was going to go, I packed all my computer and everything up in the trailer. I'm sitting out front. I have my mixer and everything over here now, which I don't know if it's going to be able to stay there long term, but we'll see. Yeah, I set up the studio here in my bedroom. Obviously, my bed's right there. So, just setting it up in here works for now. But anyway, I'm rambling. I got everything here, and if I don't have it, I don't need it, you know. I left a lot of stuff over there and left the tip for the folks that were going to do the work on the house and clean it up and everything, get it ready for the next people. So, got everything done, went and did my last gig on Sunday, and I got pretty emotional. There's video of it on Facebook, and if you guys check my Facebook page, the Kelsey Hudgins Facebook, my personal Facebook account, I shared a video of it a few days ago, about a week ago. If you guys want to go and watch like the last little jam and last little song that I played for everybody, and got a little choked up and there were tears happening. So that was a thing. And very, very emotional situation. And if you guys want to go watch it, that's where you can find it on my Facebook page. I shared it was Ashley Justice's Adam Justice's wife, Ashley Justice, her live video from that day. And after I did that, I came back home, got the rest of the stuff that I was going to take with me into my car. I definitely left some things that I did not mean to leave. Like I left a whole air mattress full of with sheets and everything on it that I had slept on the night before. And it was awful, by the way, too. Like that air mattress, it was like sleeping on a blow up pump, like one of those pool floats. It was terrible. But anyway, beside the point. I left that, did the whole goodbye to my house, farewell to my house for the last time. Walked out the door, put the key under the mat, and then I had my car loaded up, had everything I was going to need, so I hit the road. Here is where the story gets interesting. Let's take a sip of water here, maybe a puff off of this pen. Man, so I think that there are tolls that have to be paid for things, and I believe this was one of those things. I was 30 minutes out of my house. Yanni, my good friend Yanni, who you guys know from Kill Tony, he runs the extra camera for Kill Tony. He had just popped into voice chat, and I was like, it's funny that you are here, of all people, right now, because I'm locking my door in Myrtle Beach for the last time to get in my car to come to Austin. And it was ironic that he was there for that moment, but he was. And the reason I bring this up is because of a joke that was made that won't make sense had you not known that. Yanni's never in the chat. But when he showed up, it was ironically timed. And 30 minutes after, I'm in my car on the way home, and I see a deer stepping in front of my car. Nothing I could do. I slammed on brakes as hard as I could, but I still hit this deer. And it literally smashed my front end. It smashed the whole driver's side of my front end, and there were like the intake, the air intake was there was some issues with that, and it was a pretty big deer. I don't know if you guys will be able to see. I'll see if I can get some pictures here. Maybe you guys can see this. Here's a picture of it from the night before. You guys see that? Oh, where are we going here? Yeah, there's some pictures of it from the night before. And then in the daytime, the next day, you can see that. From it, the daytime, the next day, you see this right here. The deer literally shit on my car. But you can see that it's smashed up. There's some stuff under the hood that you probably can't see so well in this picture. But there were some issues. There's a front shot of it. So you can see it crumbled the hood in. And up here by the tire, the fender was scrubbing on the tire when I initially hit the deer. And so I had to get out. I had to snatch the fender away from the tire just the best I could to get the tire to clear enough to get it to my dad's house in Bennettsville. So my dad said, I have an idea. He says, I got a plan. Just come on here, just get here, and we'll figure it out. So I woke my dad up in the middle of the night, and I hated to have to do that, especially the night before he was about to drive me halfway across the country. It was my car, my personal car. That was my car that my grandmother bought me. That was the last gift that I ever received from my grandmother. You know, my dad helped pay it off, but that was the last thing that I received from my grandmother. And I loved that car as much as, like, I would always talk about how small it was and I needed something bigger, but, like, let's not make any mistake. Like, it was my car and I loved it. But I was bringing it to Austin, and everything was going good right up until that point. Hit the deer. So I limped it back home doing about 50, 60 miles an hour the whole way. And, got it back to my dad's house in my hometown of Bennettsville, my childhood home. And the next morning we got up and took it over to our family mechanic, Brother Russell. My granddad used to hang out at Russell's shop at his office in there with him, just hang out with him all day. Like, you know, old men that hang out just all day. My granddad was one of those guys that hung out over there. So when he did, we went over there, and he said, looks like they're probably going to total this thing. And it won't make it to Alabama. You're not going to make this car to Alabama. You're definitely not going to make it to Texas. So we're like, what do we do? Well, my dad had an idea. He had this truck that he had just bought from my preacher, David, the preacher from my childhood church. And he had just bought this truck. So he said, we'll drive to Alabama, and you can get Preacher David's truck and follow me. So we just did that. I just rode to Alabama with my dad, and we went out, and we got some food with my cousins and made it to Alabama. It was a good little trip me and my dad had. We hadn't spent that much time together in a long time. So it was nice to just hang out with my dad and ride to Alabama with him for like 8 hours. And then we got there. He just let me get the truck, and I followed him and his buddy Max. Followed them. They drove all the way to Texas from Alabama. Drove all the way here. I got threatened at a gas station. Somebody says I was going to get shot. Called me a dickhead. Then another dude pulled around and was like, what did that guy say to you? And I told him. He's like, man, well, I was about to shoot him because he almost run over me coming out of the gas station over here. So it's like, the fuck kind of town is this in Alabama where people just are threatening to shoot each other right off the bat when they get pissed? But anyway, that's beside the point. Made it to Texas. We literally made it in about 13 hours. We didn't stop for food. We only stopped at gas stations, and they had snacks and stuff up in the truck up there, so they didn't need much. And I don't eat much during the day. So, yeah, I was fine. And we were going to be getting to Texas around 10 o'clock. 7 o'clock. I just looked and it's 10 o'clock here. But we were going to be getting here around 7 o'clock. And shout out to my roommates like JP Mumford and Elmo was here. Gnarly Parker, I don't think had gotten here yet. But he had a gig. But everybody who was here, we unloaded the entire trailer full of my stuff in like 15 minutes. And I got all of the important stuff in my room. Like I got my bed frame set up. Like within an hour or so of being home, I already had my bed set up because I wanted one of them to get some good sleep on my bed. And my dad, like, even though my dad was the one driving, he offered up my bed to his buddy Max. And my dad just slept in my recliner for a night, which I know that he didn't get a lot of good sleep. But he still... Talk about my dad for a second, dude. My dad was born in 1959, which means that he is like 63 now, right? What, 62, 63? And he literally just drove all of my shit. He said, I won't be much for lifting, you know, but I can drive you there. And he just literally drove me to this place from, like, this is a good 42 to 43 hours of driving. That, dude, he did that himself. Like 42 hours of driving two ways. Like, I only had to do half of that. He had to go back. So anyway, that's how that happened. And we got everything in here, and I started unpacking all of my stuff. I'm pretty weird about having everything in its right place. So I started setting it up. And what's up, guys? I see you out there, Jason. And Mark. Yeah, dude. It's wild how this all worked out, but to answer your question from a minute ago, Bill Dog, I love it here so much. It's crazy. The only thing I don't, the only thing that isn't ideal is I'm not making a couple $100 a night. You know what I mean? Like, I was doing that in Myrtle Beach. I was making a couple $100 a day, and like, money isn't constantly rolling in anymore, so that kind of sucks, to be perfectly honest. But man, I'm like getting to hang out with people that I've watched on podcasts for years, and now I'm like hanging out in green rooms with them and shit, and like just being part of a crew that I've appreciated for so long, and now I'm like kind of included a little bit, and it's a crazy feeling. But man, the house is great. It's spacious enough for all of us to be able to, it's spacious enough for all of us to be out of each other's way. And we can all have our own space. We can all have our own space in here. And that's really nice. I really enjoy that. But yeah, dude, it's great. It's awesome. I drove home last night for the first time without using my GPS. Like, that's not entirely true. I use my GPS to get out of the city. Once I got on the main roads where I knew, like, okay, I'm going to have to turn here and then here, like, I figured it out then. Like, it's just getting to where I can cut my GPS off now, you know, further away from home, which was my goal to start with. By the way, it's saying that I'm not live, but on one of my things, but yeah, whatever. Doesn't matter. Anyway, yeah, dude, so far so good. Got everything set up. Had most of the boxes that I had packed full of shit. I have that now set up and out of the boxes. So all my records are over here, like a wall of records in alphabetical order. And there's more records that I didn't even touch, just because I only got my selects and the things that I really like over here on this wall. The other ones were like gifted to me from people over the years. But anyway, other things beside the point. Man, just, it's great. The house is great. The neighborhood is nice. Like, our neighbors seem cool. And above all of that, I get to go out to Austin, Texas every night and hit open mics if I want, which brings us to the next part of the story. So, first night I got here, first night I got here, I went to Whataburger and Walmart. Went to Walmart to get some random shit. You know, you got to have some stuff. And as bad as I hate going to Walmart and giving them my money, it has everything. It's one stop for everything that you would need, right? So that's why I went there. And went to Whataburger, got my dad. My dad wanted a little Whataburger action. So went and got him some Whataburger and the shit that we needed from Walmart. And that was the first night. They got some sleep. I kind of stayed up all night and let them get some rest. Cause one of them was in my bed and my dad was in the recliner. So let them get some good rest. Waited for my best friend Mumford Davis to get home. Stayed awake. They were going to wake up at like 4:30 and hit the road by like 5. So they woke up kind of early, and I got up and made sure they were all good and everything. And I was like, you need to take a shower or whatever. And they were like, we're going to go ahead and get back and take a shower when they get to the lake. So they literally just slept for a few hours and went back like a couple of machines, man. My dad is just an absolute machine to drive. Literally, it was like 8-9 hours to Alabama with the stops, and then another like 12-13 hours to Texas. So he did that twice, and just instead they took their time on the way back to Alabama, stopped at Denny's and ate. But anyway, that was the first night. I got some sleep. The next night, I didn't really do anything. That was a Tuesday night. I knew there were a few mics and whatnot. Actually, that was a Wednesday night. I knew there were a few things going on, but I'm pretty sure that I just stayed in and got shit done here. But then Thursday, we went to the Secret Show, and the Secret Show was awesome. That was my birthday, actually. The Secret Show was on my birthday, and got to hang out with everybody and see all of my new friends here at the Vulcan, hanging out with them in the old green room, feeling very welcome. So welcome. So blessed. Inside joke. But I felt very welcome, and it was very nice of them to invite me in to their little group. And I got to, I don't know, just getting to fucking hang out with these guys that I've watched on podcasts and everything. It's not a starstruck situation. It's just more like a fuck yeah, dude. I've done this, you know. Somehow I've landed myself here, of all places, and it's pretty cool. So got to do that on my birthday, and saw a lot of funny comedians that night, and really awesome shit. Then the next, then I didn't do anything. I told, actually, I think I did go to Tony's show, Tony and Friends, maybe. Did I do that? Man, I can't remember. I did something one of those nights. But Kerry came the weekend. He came in on Sunday, and that was fun. having him in town for a few days. He wanted to go to the first Kill Tony with me, which was on the 18th. That was this past Monday. And he wanted to go and be there with me for my first ever Kill Tony. And it was pretty awesome. Went upstairs, and as I was talking to my friend Hank, I was saying, like, I took this last week off, like, to get everything situated around the house, get all my boxes unloaded and all my, all the big stuff that I needed unpacked and whatnot unpacked. And I said, then I'm going to start hitting the mics next week, start, doing some reps, getting up, doing some spots. And Red Band was like, if you want to, I'll put you on the Secret Show this week and let you open it up. And I was like, absolutely. Yes, I would love to do that. So the closer that it got to that moment, the more nervous I got, because I was like, oh man, like, dude, the Secret Show is a pretty big deal. Like, a lot of people show up. A lot of people show up for the Secret Show. There's a lot of people who you never know who you're going to get. You never know who you're going to get on the and I've got it queued up over here. I'll in a second. But you never know who you're going to get at those secret shows. And I was just scared, legit nervous, like, fuck, man. I've never opened one. I've only closed them before. And having only closed secret shows, the crowd is sort of slow at the end, and they're kind of over comedy at that point. They've been listening to comedy for 3 hours or however many hours it was that they've been sitting there, and they're just over it. But at a fresh crowd, and it was like almost sold out. Like, I'm pretty sure there was like 250, 275 in there, like a lot of people in this room. And easily this is the biggest crowd I've ever done stand-up for sure. And it's a real live show with real live comedians on it. And I was one of them. And just super nervous, didn't know what I wanted to do. And I said, you know what, man, I want to be natural. I want to look like a comedian. I don't want to be up there holding notes. I want to look like a comedian. So I did away with the idea of notes in my hand. I set my notes on a stool that I could resort to if I needed. And, Red Band brought me up. And that was like, he got the room hype for me. And there was only a couple of things that, you know what? I'm just going to play this set because I've played it several times already. I've listened to it probably 15 times. And I appreciate you saying that, Mark. Mark was there. There was a couple other people that were there that had some very kind words to say, but I'm going to play this. I'm going to play the audio from this now. So dig.
Just so he could do comedy full time, and I invited him to start off the show. I'll be back in a bit, but guys, give it up, give him some love for Austin's newest resident, Kelsey Hudgins.
I got it.
How you feeling? I don't believe that shit for a minute. So I'm Hagrid. If the house he was sorted into was the Waffle House. Started making a lot of Harry Potter themed items from clay since I look like this. I'm calling Harry Pottery. It's a very Harry Pottery set. Goodness gracious. So I never really understood rape whistles. So the last thing I want to do is draw attention to myself before I rape somebody, right? Like, who does that? Shit. Took this girl on her first date to McDonald's. Fancy movie, right? I wanted to convey to her that this relationship would be inexpensive, fairly consistent, and available worldwide. Oh, yeah, dude. At which point she told me I should probably start eating healthier, so I switched to the Big Mac. It has lettuce. It's my hypocrisy only goes so far. That's a quote from Tombstone. Really glad they got rid of the play place at McDonald's because technically that counts as a park and I'm not allowed within 75 yards of the line. Fuck yeah, dude. I was on Facebook the other day and I saw this woman post that she went bowling with her baby. I don't think that's how it works. And if you do it that way, you should probably not. I'm so shy around girls that I have to get intentionally walked to get to first base. I've been hit by a pitch or two in my day though. Fuck yeah, dude. I graduated from a Pentecostal holiness high school, which means that I'm awful at math, but I've spoken in tongues once or twice. Yeah? Christian Academy?
Oh, yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude.
She come on the Honda, loves on the Yamaha.
Yeah, dude. You're going to hell. That's a sin, and I'm going to pray over you this evening. God's not going to be disappointed in both of us. I'm not a rat, but Jesus don't fuck around. I got a personal pan pizza for every few books I'd read in elementary school. Turns out I shouldn't have read so much. This is what happens. But it's cool because I'm losing weight now, and I know that because I'm a belt loop down, which is the primary unit of measurement for fat people when they're losing weight, apparently. See, I'm literally eating less. Red Band just said, by the way, I played video games with Red Band. That's how I'm here. Like, somehow I play internet games with fucking Red Band. And you end up moving to Austin to tell jokes and quitting playing Simple Man for white people in Myrtle Beach, because that's what I was doing. Forgot what my point was right there. I got distracted. And it doesn't fucking matter, does it? Who cares anymore? The world's shit. Maybe it's not. But no, I have been losing weight lately, and I think I'm going to be the first person to move to Austin and lose weight by literally eating less and not cocaine. Because I have roommates now, and I didn't have roommates before, so I could just eat. And eat all familiar with the fast food chain Cookout is popular in the Southeast. Woo! Yeah. So I would eat 3 trays from Cookout at a time. It takes work to keep this fitting, folks. Like, you don't get this by just walking. But yeah, so I'll order like 3 trays from Cookout, and now I'm literally eating less, and my mailbox is further away, so it's the little wins, man. Like yeah, log out in. I heard this ad on the radio for this quit smoking through hypnosis guy, which I've quit smoking before. I feel like if you had that kind of power, you'd use it for something different. Like, the quit smoking was pretty fucking hard. If you had that kind of power, you also wouldn't be in like the Marriott on Wednesday at fucking whatever o'clock it was. I don't know, Marriott's kind of a classy place, huh? Or South Carolina, Super 8's like up there. You don't get the yachtsmen in Myrtle Beach too often. I want to start a Christmas music festival and call it Fa La 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 Palooza. We're too far away from Christmas. It's actually Halloween. It's good to see the good city of Austin had their Halloween decorations out already. You know, those things that come to life when you walk past them. Except they only say, "Hey man, you got a cigarette?" I don't even smoke no more, but I feel like I need a pack of cigarettes to walk down this fucking street. So my safe word is rape. Fuck yeah, guys. Are you ready for an evening's worth of comedy? Yeah! Get that energy up. Are you ready for some comedy tonight? Fuck yeah! Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you all the way from the great city of San Francisco, California. Keep it going for Joey Avery, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, dude, the great Joey Avery.
Give it up for that fucking wizard right there.
Log at it.
He plays video.
Yeah, so that was the set. That's how it went. I was pretty proud of it. Yeah, pretty proud of how it went. So yeah, that was nice. That was a nice little welcome. And I before I did that secret show, I hit a couple of mics and I've recorded all of my sets. Like I did three spots. We did 3 spots on Tuesday and Wednesday, and I just didn't do as well, you know. I didn't. That's awesome, Mark. Thank you. I didn't do as well as I would have liked. So I was a little down, you know, like just doing these spots, and like the jokes are going fine, I guess, but I was up there doing my material, you know, at some of these late night mics where you kind of should just talk to the crowd and do crowd work and shit like that, like on the fly stuff. So, yeah, it just it being in that situation was where I was trying to do material. The people just didn't want that, you know. It was the end. I went late on every one of those shows, and it was pretty embarrassing, I thought. And then after doing those spots, I got up in front of a crowd that was ready for comedy, a fresh crowd. And dude, it went well. I was proud of how it went. And I got laughs. Sorry. That pot roast is starting to hit now, dude. But no, I got laughs. It was fun. I had a good time being there. It was fun. Like, even the one of the guys got a little mouthy. You know, it's crazy when they're sitting so close to you, and if you make eye contact with them when you're talking, they feel like you're talking to them so they can, you know, respond. And that's fine, but, you know, one guy was like, started like fake speaking in tongues, and I was like, bro, you're going to hell, dude. Like, better watch out for that shit. Oh man, I can't stop yawning. Sorry guys, I'm boring myself. But the spots that I did, they were fine. I did a Creek in the Cave spot, and then I did another spot at a place called the Anderson Mill Pub, way out of town, like 15 minutes out of the downtown area. And then I did the Lucky Duck, which is pretty sweet. Pretty cool mic. Actually, that might be my favorite mic here so far, is that Lucky Duck mic. But I've noticed you got to get to these places pretty early, because if you don't, you'll get a bad spot. And that the lesson that I learned is, like, I was just getting some bad spots because I'm getting some bad spots. I was getting there late. But those reps that I put in, they had to help a little bit, because I went up at the Secret Show and did pretty well. And hopefully, hopefully that there's some of that magic will be left for, when I get pulled at Kill Tony, because I'm going to keep signing up. I'm going to get pulled eventually. So hopefully some of that magic is left in that, and maybe some of these secret shows are coming around again. But man, what I really want is to play some music here. Oh, so sorry. Shit, I can't stop yawning, man. Gotta move around or something. That pot roast is starting to take hold. Red Band's going live in a minute he's going live in about a half hour with Virtual Red Band. I'm going to do one of those with him for sure. Not a lot of mics or anything that goes on the weekends. Go hit some mics on Sunday. But yeah. I want to play some music, man. Like, that's where the money's at. Like, comedy is where I get the, what's the word I want to use there? I get the spiritual nourishment from that, from doing comedy. Like, I get a little spiritual nourishment from doing that last night. But Daddy needs that financial nourishment, if you know what I mean. Because I'm just been used to making dollars, like heavy dollars, every night in Myrtle Beach. And, dude, it's been like over a week now where I haven't made a single dollar. So over a week now, and got to figure something out. Have to figure something out. But I'm getting to I've got the number of the booker for 6th Street. I'm going to give her a call. The owner of the Vulcan hooked me up. Shout out Nick, owner of the Vulcan, gave me her number and told me to tell her that, I know him and that she would hook me up with some spots at some 6th Street places. And I'm told that the money isn't that great. Like, the guaranteed money isn't that great, but the tip dollars are pretty good. So, just stoked for getting out there. That's going to be my goal for this coming week. My goal for this week is to book a couple shows, couple music gigs, and get that ball rolling. Get some tips rolling in, man. Get some dollars, Make that shit happen. But yeah, man. All in all, dude, Austin is the tits. It's pretty sick. It's like Instagram in real life, It's like I'm out in Instagram, like I'm walking around in Instagram. Like, it's everybody I follow on Instagram, like they're all the comedians around Austin for the most part. So when I'm walking around the Vulcan or walking around at these mics that I've signed up for, I'm seeing a lot of the same faces that I've seen on Instagram. We all follow each other, and I've got people coming up to me being like, "Hey, you're Yonder Wizard. I follow you on Instagram." Hell yeah. Welcome to Austin. Like, it's so weird that these people that I respect are coming up to me and saying, "Hey, man, welcome. You know, that's pretty neat. And I really enjoy that. But yeah, dude, it's wild. I'm here. I live here now, dude. Like this is my home now. This is where I live. I'm a Texan. I'm a real live Texan now. That's crazy, isn't it? How long do I have to live here before I can say I'm an actual Texan? I don't think I can say that yet and get away with it. It is pretty surreal, Mark. Mark just moved here as well. I think Mark moved here the same day I did. Man, it's just it's so crazy to like be in a new place. I've never done anything like this before in my life, and I don't know if the Texas is. I still don't count Texas as the South, like, because if Texas is the South, then Southern California is also the South, and that's just not the case. I think the South is the Southeast. Texas is like Texas is Texas is West, dude. I hear you, Bruce. Good to see you, buddy. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, Texas is definitely, I would almost consider it Southwest. Like, and I understand it's in the middle of the state. So as if a compass were in the center of the state or country, Texas would be surely south. But I don't know, man. Fuck no, I didn't bring the South with me, dude. The South has to stay where it's at. I brought me with me. I brought yonder with me. I brought that character. I brought that fool with me. I didn't bring the South. I leave the South where it is. But I still think Texas is like the Southwest. I don't think it could be considered the South. But I mean, I'm up to have my mind changed on that. There we go. Damn, that fucking pot roast, dude. That shit got me. Republic de Tejas. So yeah, do you guys have any more questions? Anything that I didn't talk about that you guys are curious about? Don't be bashful. Anything you're curious about? Have any questions about? Holler. I'm gonna wrap this thing up here in a minute. Red Band's going live in about 20. I've been on here for a few minutes short of an hour. I don't want to bore you guys because if I keep trying to go and I'll just ramble and talk about nothing. Man, I keep thinking about that Secret Show set. Man, that thing was fun, man. It was nice. It was nice to do that in front of people, you know? It's nice to get up there and be heard, you know, like they got it. Thank you, Bill Dog. Thank you so much. And man, I hope are you going to be at Skankfest? Am I going to see you at Skankfest? We need to get up and hang out either way, man. Now that I'm within a, you know, driving distance of hanging out. Get some pizza, dude. On some Bill Dog pizza. But it's nice to be here. I'm happy to be in Texas. I am proud of myself. I'm proud of myself for doing this. Hell yeah, man. Whenever you come to Austin, hit me up, dude. God, it's so crazy that I'm saying stuff like that. Now, whenever you get to Austin, hit me up. Because that's where I live now, Austin. So wild. So wild. So crazy. Well, I think that's all I got for you, folks. there will be more. There will be some stuff that I forgot about that I'll think about and be like, I should have talked about this. But what can you do? I guess I'm going to leave you with this. How about follow me everywhere at Yonder Wizard. ZZERD, Yonder Wizard, all over the internet. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all over the place. Subscribe to this channel. If you've made it this far, you deserve to click that button. And yeah, do that. Hit the like button if you want. I don't care. I honestly don't care what you do. Live your life. Live your life. Do your thing. And drink Screwball Whiskey. SKREWBallWhiskey.com. Tomorrow's stories begin right here. Hashtag get screwed. Hashtag screw it forward. All other peanut butter whiskeys are posers. Screwball Peanut Butter Whiskey is the one and only original peanut butter whiskey. Go and get yourself a couple bottles. You'll wish you had two if you only get one. It is a special place, Jason. Thank you. Valish, much love to you as well. And Jason, 100% I'm going to be performing, so you'll see that around town. Mark, I'll see you in the VR world shortly. And hell, who knows? Let's make it a 3 for 3 today. How about we'll do a Yonder live. We'll stream the VR chat as well. How about that? That sound good? That sound good? We'll stream the VR chat. I'm not sure how long I'll be on VR tonight. I'm sure we'll chill for a while. So, anywho. I think that's all I got for you. So I'm going to challenge you all to, at some point during this week, Soupy. Hey, Soupy, thank you for being there, buddy. I hope that you all will do something this week kind for somebody. Do a nice thing for somebody. Don't say anything about it. Don't put it on the internet. Don't take any pictures of you doing it or any of that nonsense. Don't say anything about it. Just keep it to yourself. Let that good deed go between you and the person that you do the good deed for. And just do that. Do an unrewarded good deed this week for somebody. It'll do you some good. All right, guys. In a world full of shitty people, don't be one of those people. Be a good person. Peace, bitches.